Hi, my name is Jamie, and I'd like to give you a quick tour of my app, Other Words. If you played classic board games, group word guessing games like Catchphrase, Taboo, Guesstures, or even just charades, then you understand the basics of these group word guessing games, where the goal is to get your teammates to say the complete phrase, but you can only use other words. You can't use any of the words in the phrase. You can't use any significant part of a word. You can't say a word begins with a certain letter or that the word rhymes with another word. And these games are lots of fun. And there are apps in the store already like this, but they are mostly pass and play, where one player takes a turn, and then once their turn is up, they pass the phone or the iPad to the next player. And I watch my kids play games like Minecraft, Roblox, and Fortnite, and I see that they are all on their own device, looking at their own screen, and yet they are playing together in the same game. And that's what a networking game is, and so I wanted to build something like that for a simple, fun word guessing game. So here we have 4 players: Jesse, Alex, Michelle, and Gary. Jesse will go to create the game, and Alex will join, Michelle will join, and Gary will join. They will see that Jesse's game is available, so they will select it. And meanwhile, Jesse is configuring the game. You can select the number of rounds, the seconds per turn, and then the passes per turn. There's a limited number of passes per turn, so we'll go with 2. And then on the next screen, you can select the phrase packs to draw from. You can select multiple packs. We'll just go with the expansion pack. There's also, you can configure it in settings so that you can turn on where each team selects their own phrase pack. And so that sort of enables a parents versus kids game, where the parents could use the expansion packs that are more difficult phrases, and the kids could use the junior edition pack. So we'll just go with the expansion pack. And then on this screen, you're selecting teams. You're actually selecting the players for Team 1, Jesse and Alex. And then the players that are not selected will be on Team 2. So Michelle and Gary will be on Team 2. We'll start, and you see that everyone's screen stays in sync. So Jesse is the wordsmith for this turn, so he has the start button. And once he presses start, the first phrase is shown on his screen. He's trying to get Alex to say this phrase. Alex sees that it is 5 words, sees that 2 of the words are already shared because they're common words. And then Michelle and Gary, they see the full phrase, and their job is just to make sure that Jesse doesn't break any of the rules. So maybe Jesse tries to get a few more words shared. So he says the opposite of day, and Alex says night. And then the opposite of old, and Alex says young. And then Alex guesses the full phrase. You do have to say the full phrase before you hit next. So he says the night is still young, and Jesse goes to the next phrase. And then on this one, if Alex was to get it. And then there's also a challenge. So if Jesse accidentally said one of the words, Michelle would buzz in and challenge. And it just asks, did Jesse break a rule? It's a democratic process, so they all agree that Jesse broke a rule. Since it's Jesse's turn, he gets the continue turn button. And like I said, you have passes. And then at the end of the turn, you just get a summary screen that shows which phrases you got correctly and got points for, which phrases were challenged. You can lose a point on a challenge if the challenge was upheld. If the challenge is overturned, you either get a +1, or in the instance where you had already hit the next button and it was some challenged and then the challenge was overturned, you can have a +2 points. There's no penalty for passing. You just have a limited number of those. And then the phrases where you ran out of time. So Jesse will click next turn, and then it goes to the other team, Gary, and he's going to be giving clues to his teammate, Michelle, while Jesse and Alex will be monitoring to make sure Gary doesn't break any of the rules. So that's a quick tour of my app, Other Words. Download it and try out the free starter pack. Make sure it works good on your network. Thanks for watching.